The Personal Work Organization online course is a course for long-time corporate employees that would like to change something in their corporate lives and benefit of some calm and some feeling of control over their days. In this free lesson from this course, I'm showing you how I approach a calendar, what is the purpose of a calendar, and how to use a calendar in the work setting in order to remain calmer, less stress, and in general benefit from this very simple yet very underutilized in corporate environments tool. Link to the course in the description of this video, of course. A calendar. The first one is a calendar. At this point you probably already use a calendar because it's pretty much mandatory for meetings at work. If not, I urge you to start using one. It will free your mind from remembering where you should be, when, and with whom. The purpose of a calendar is to store information about all the events that require your physical presence in a geographical place at a certain time and at a certain date. It also serves to block automatically your time. And this definition is very important since it's so easy to misuse the calendar for other things that actually should be stored in the remaining two buckets, which we'll discuss later on. Analog or digital? Although I love paper notebooks and I'm a big proponent of using as much analog things in your life as you can, I actually prefer using a digital calendar since it's much simpler to create, move events around, invite people to meetings and attach notes and files to those meetings. But what is the purpose of a calendar in the first place? How to use a calendar? Create a calendar event for all the meetings you plan with other people and invite them to those meetings by sending them a calendar invite to their email address. Create calendar events also for all the trips and errands you have to perform, like visits at the laundry, shopping, trips to the postal office, and so on. Why? Well, because all those events also require your physical presence somewhere in the world, on a given day and at a given hour. Create calendar events for the time you spend on yourself. Visits at the gym, runs, meditation sessions, yoga, all of this should be scheduled in your calendar. If it's scheduled, it's more likely that you will actually do it. Don't enter tasks into your calendar, since it's not the purpose of the calendar to store your tasks. But you can use the calendar to estimate the time you will have to use in order to execute a task when you decide to execute it. This is called time blocking, and it can help you not overschedule your days and be fairly realist in the number of tasks you plan for the day. It's thanks to time blocking that I have the time for my family and for my side businesses. So I'm gonna show you how a very well executed time blocking looks like, and then how a badly executed time blocking looks like. So the Tuesday, the 4th of January, here, it's actually a very well executed time blocking, because from the time I wake up at 4 a.m. to the time I go home, pretty much every hour of my day is very well blocked. I know exactly what I'm doing each hour of the day, so you can see, and there is no overlap between events. So I know that here I have 2 hours to work on reading and modifying the leasing agreement, and that's everything I'm gonna do. Then linearly I will proceed to talking with Anna, then I will proceed to checking email, etc. So there is no overlap. And here is an example of a poorly executed time blocking, because as you can see, there's overlap between what I will be doing, which is in gray, and some meetings, which is in yellow. And so this is bad practice, because if I look here, I don't know really whether I should start reading and modifying the leasing agreement, or going to this meeting, or going maybe to this meeting. Should I prepare the report for the management board, or go make photos? So as you can see, this is poorly executed time blocking, because you cannot be in 2 places at the same time. You can either be doing the photo shoot or preparing the report, not both. It's wise to create at least 2 different calendars, one for your meetings and the second one for blocking your time. This second calendar can work also separately or be synchronized to your tasks application if you want it. I personally use 3 calendars. One for my meetings, colored in yellow. A second one shared with my wife, which is used for family stuff, like family and friends visits at our house, our daughter's meetings and other events that we have to be both aware of. This one is pink. A third one called Timeblock that I use for blocking my time. Obviously. This one is gray. I set up my calendar reminders like that. A reminder 45 minutes and then 10 minutes before a meeting in the yellow meeting calendar. This time gives me the possibility to arrive on time even at a meeting that is at the other end of the city. I set no reminders for the pink family calendar. If I need to be reminded of an event in this calendar, I invite my yellow calendar to the event as a participant. I set no reminders in the gray time block calendar, since it's just to estimate the time I will spend working on some tasks. Which calendar applications are the best? I prefer to use Google Calendar on desktop, since its location search is the best in class, and much better than Apple Calendar actually. Google Calendar is free. It is by Google, so it's unlikely it will be closed down, sold, or otherwise disappear from the digital space. So, it is future-proof. It's accessible on all the operating systems, both desktop and mobile. On mobile, I use what is installed natively on the device, so if I use an Android smartphone, it will be Google Calendar. On iOS, I use Apple Calendar, which pulls the events from my Google account. I found that the native system calendars are always the best at synchronizing events and are the most reliable in the long run. The Outlook calendar you probably use at work is also usable, although probably its search for locations and addresses is very bad, which is a bummer since it's a very helpful function. What not to put on the calendar? Well, no shopping items, no tasks, no notes. Thank you for watching, and visit www.personalworkorganization.com for more. Bye!